Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about Cisco Packet Tracer communication and how we can communicate through different network. Actually, in a scenario like we are putting two routers and similar switches and the end devices. Let we see how we can communicate in a different network. Okay. As we all know, the network devices, we go to network devices and routers. I will select 2811 router and I will place the routers here and place the other router here. Okay, then we need to communicate to the end devices. We need switches and I will select 2960 switches, and one switch is placed over here and other one is placed over here, and go for the end devices, and we have to select the PCs, and I will put 1 2 then 3 PCs over here and the other 3 PCs 1 2 and 3 over here. Then for the communication we need to connect these devices together. We are using this automatic connection. Actually different connections are there. For the convenience we are using this automatically chosen connection, and click here and put on PC and directly connected to switch. Again click here on PC, connected to switch, and again click on PC, connect directly to switch, and here also PC to switch, another PC to switch, and the third PC to switch. And next we communicate from the switch to router. Switch is connected to router, again switch is connected here also to router. And for the routers also we are using the same connection type. This is automatically chosen. Actually the type of connection is chosen by the router. The packet tracer itself dictate the connection, and it will be automatically chosen the connection. Okay, so let me see the connections are over now. Let me see how the communication happened in this two network. As we know, we are divided the network into two part. One network is in this side and the other network is in the other side. Okay, I will label it using some network address. This one is 192.168.1.0 network, and the other side is 172.16.1.0 network. And here also between the routers we have to create another network. So I will put here 10.10.1.0. So we have three networks here. Three networks are marked here, and we need to assign this network address or IP address to the end devices. Okay, let me see how to allocate the IP address. Okay, and here we are placing 192.168.1.2. I will place here. Next one 192.168.1.3, and the third mission is 192.168.1.4. Similarly here it is 172.16.1.2, second PC 172.16.1.3, and the last one 172.16.1.4. okay, the PCs are allocated, and let me see how the communication happens in the network. We need to allocate this IP address to the end devices. Click on this PC, going to desktop, IP configuration, put here 192.168.1.2 is the IP address I will assign here. And next the subnet mask is coming automatically. You don't want to write again. And here it is the default gateway. Default gateway is nothing but this gateway address. This gateway for these PCs, it will be communicating to the outside network through this gateway. So we have to allocate this gateway addresses 192.168.1.1. Normally we put the first address for remembering. We have to put the first address for the gateway. So it will be over. The gateway address will be over, and similarly you have to put to another PCs. Going to desktop, IP configuration, and here also you have to put 1.3 and subnet mask, and the default gateway is 1.1. Similarly 1.4 desktop IP configuration, 1.4 subnet mask, and also the same default gateway. Similarly you have to put the other network also. This network desktop IP, and here the IP address is 172.16.1.2, and mask is coming automatically, and 172.16.1.1. 1.1 here is the first address is taken for the default gateway, and here in this router this entry point is actually the default gateway address of these machines. And going to the second PC, similar procedure, and it is 1.3 and 1.1. and going to last PC, again we are 1.4 and the gateway address is same 1.1. and we are now allocating all the IP addresses for the end devices. We don't need to create anything on the switches. Switches are detect automatically, and it will be forwarding the packets to the routers. That's only forwarding mechanism is happened in switches. So we need to we are now go for the router 1. If you need to code, you are using this CLI configuration mode. Otherwise you are just click on the physical session, or the configuration mode itself. We can allocate the address and all. So this router configuration, we need to first check what are the interfaces available here. This is FA0/0 and this is FA0/1. So for FA0/0, the default gateway we are given here is 192.168.1.1 is a default gateway, and mask is coming automatically, and here you put the tick mark port status. Similarly here this is a next port 0.1. here the IP address we are allocated is 10.10.1.0. I'll put here 10.10.1.2, one IP address from that particular network, and I will turn it on. Okay. Similarly on the other router, don't go for the CLI, go to config, and again checking the interface before going to that. And here it is FA0/0 and 0/1. FA0/1 network, FA0/1, the IP address is actually 10.10.1.2 is already allocated, and we can give 1.3 and mask, click on, and we can see the interface are up now. And 1.0 other session 1.0, the IP address network address is 172.16 and 1.0 network address is here, and we are putting 1.0. okay, sorry, the IP address 1.1 address, subnet mask, and turn it on. Now you can see all the interfaces are up here. All the interfaces are green now. We can put one more command here for the router. Going to RIP. RIP is nothing but it is routing protocol. We have to assign whatever network is communicating through this router. Okay, so for this router the RIP2 network is communicating 192.168.1.0 network. I will create add. The next network is 10.10.1.0. click add. Both these networks are created. The code is automatically generated. For the other router also you have to put to go to RIP and click 10.10.1.0. 1.0 is one network. For the other network, we have to add here, go to the second router, and we have to see here the RIP, and there is two network over here. One is called 10.10.1.0, that should be added here, and the other one we can see here 172.16.1.0, that also added here. So two RIP versions are added here. So it is done, and here the communication between this router is okay now, and every packet from this network is allowed to ping to the other network through this both these routers. We can see, you can also mark here the different outline, fill color, select the color, and we can mark here the different network here. Then we can see how to mark this one. Okay, like this, you have to mark here this is one network, and this one is another network. Okay, you can mark like this, you can adjust here. This is one network, and this one is another network, and how this should be communicating we can see. Okay, I will select one PDU, simple PDU from here, and I will ping from this 192.168.1.2 to this particular router. You can see it is successfully communicating, and let's see from the other PC to the router, it is also done, and the third PC to the router. Okay, switch 0. Okay, third PC to the router, it is also done. Clear. From the other end also it will be pinging from this PC to router, it is okay, and the second PC to router, it is done, and the third PC to router, it's also done. Okay, so we can see the end devices are properly communicating to the router within the network. Suppose this is one LAN and this is another LAN. This LAN network communication is okay now. We have to see the communication between these routers, router 1 to router 2. Yes, it's also done, because we are giving this network, and also giving the RIP command. RIP command is directly communicating from this network to this router, and this network to this network. It will be easily communicating. Okay. On the other side, we can ping from the first PC 192.168.1.2 to the other network PC 172.16.1.2. Yes, it's also communicating. And similarly, you can check with the one PC, with the one PC to another PC, how it will be working. You can check here. It also success, and going for a simple PDU. Okay, this also success. Okay, then you can see how it will be communicating from the first PC to the last PC through CLI mode. The CLI mode is nothing but going to this PC, and using the command prompt, you just using the command like ping command, and ping to the other network, that is 172.116.1.2, that is this PC address, and click on enter, and it will be communicating. Yeah, it will be communicated, and 4 packets are sent and 4 packets are received. It will be properly communicating. Then we can see from the other end also, from here 172 PC going to command prompt, using the ping command, ping to this PC. Okay, 192.168.1.4. Okay, let's see, this is also communicating properly, and we have to send the 4 packets and received 4 packets, and there is 10% successfully we can transmit the packet here. Okay, it's done. This is how we can communicating from one typical network to another typical network. Hope you all enjoy this video, and this is the packet tracer video. how we can communicate from one typical network to another typical network using root 2 router scenario. Okay, if you like this video, you can subscribe my channel and click bell icon for the future communication. Let me see in the future videos. Thank you all.